but they are also taking some time as we also came through a long route and village areas and back and forth. It's taking a little more time. It was supposed to come right here by 1 o'clock. We are still taking some delay. Maybe in 25 minutes to half an hour to Southern will arrive. We are expecting that. And meanwhile, we'll hear about the places here. And since further also at Ramlinga, we will not get time to speak there. So whatever everything we can talk here itself and know about the glories and significance of this particular place. As we discussed yesterday about Daksha Yagya being very famous, present in the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, about how Daksha Maharaj, when he is entering the assembly and when Brahmaji is not getting up to receive him, he does not mind because Brahma is his father. Whereas when Lord Shiva does not get him, then he takes it very personally, being his son-in-law. And of course, Shiva was absorbed in meditation. He was meditating on Lord Ram, whereas Daksha feels offended that Shiva has not gotten up. So he always has some personal issue with Lord Shiva. And eventually, when Daksha is performing some yagya, Sati, who is his daughter, she feels that I also want to go. So many family members will come. Especially ladies have this from a psychological perspective to meet family members. Social interaction. WhatsApp is made for increasing the network. It facilitates that. So it's a natural tendency, and of course nothing wrong about it. It's just a tendency. From another perspective, we can say men don't have that. It's what's there to socialize, but ladies feel a need to socialize. I want to connect with my father, mother, and cousins, and sometimes men don't understand what is the relation only. With my mother's brother's son, something like that. And ladies are very clear and very particular about the relationships, and they are very keen on maintaining the relationships. Just meeting, especially when you come to when you go for a marriage ceremony, when you are able to meet all the cousins, distant cousins. Oh, you come from this place, you come from this place. So it's a festive atmosphere for the women, for the ladies. Just meeting people, and for men it's different thought process. So Sati feels that Daksha, I mean, my father does not need to give me a special invitation to come to the yajna. And when Lord Shiva is asking, he has not even invited me. And ideally, of course, the invitation is supposed to go to the head of the family, typically to the husband. There should be an invitation letter, Mr. and Mrs. Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati. But then when Lord Shiva has not received, he clearly says, I am not going, nothing doing here. But Sati feels that it is my privilege, it is my birthright. Why do I need an invitation to go to my father's house? So she says, I will go. And of course, she is having in the back of the mind, I will be meeting my mother, I will be meeting all the sisters. So many family members will come together. It will be a fun time. It will be a great moment. Thinking like this, she is started. And Lord Shiva, on one hand, he is angry with Daksha, or at the same time, he is not taking any action on him. Simultaneously, he is protective about his wife. This is a very beautiful psychological understanding we need to have, as we have been discussing it. Even in this particular episode, Mother Mahalakshmi is angry. She has come to Kolhapur, but still she was concerned about the service to Srinivas. He is performing tapasya. He is under an ant hill. He is not eating or drinking anything. So she is concerned that he should get milk. Similarly here, Lord Shiva, these are ideal couples where both the spouses are concerned about each other. Not that because one is an angry, other person is get lost, so that I get some peace of mind. Lord Shiva is immediately started thinking. He is, in one sense, Atmaram. Lord Shiva is like not bothered about anything. But when his wife is going to Daksha's house, he is estimating what all would happen. Sati, that means what Sati was not able to understand from her experience and from thinking that my parents would be favoring me. That was her thought process. Typically, father and daughter have a very thick relationship. So naturally, she feels my father will overlook whatever he has deficiency, whatever he sees as deficiency in Lord Shiva. He will not superimpose that on me. She is thinking from that perspective. And when Sati is about to leave, Lord Shiva is already calculating what might happen when she goes there and when she sees her husband is not officially invited. On top of forget about invitation, the insult that when the offerings to the demigods are being given, Daksha ensured that it is not given to Lord Shiva. The share it does not go to Lord Shiva, which acted as a blessing in disguise because Shiva did not have to do anything to give and take. Anytime people offer some, invite some demigods, Lord Shiva doesn't have to keep going there so that he can be peaceful in bhajan. Lord Shiva is like Bhajananandi, peaceful in his bhajan absorbed. But when he understands that, in fact, he tells there is a beautiful discussion, there is a wonderful discussion in the fourth canto described, where Lord Shiva is actually saying it would be better if you don't go. And Mother Sati, she expresses that, like Shree Hut, she expresses, I want to go. And I don't need an invitation. And it would be nice if you come. It would be nice if you come, but Lord Shiva says, I am not coming. Then she says, I will go alone on my own. So in one sense, we can say Lord Shiva could have just left. Okay, सुना नहीं ना, देखो भूख तो बोला था. I told you what would happen, but still you didn't listen. No, but Shiva ensured that arrangement is also done. There is a protective layer. Each spouse has certain set of responsibilities. Even in anger, or even if one is not in talking terms. Sometimes, as we say, hot wars and cold wars. Irrespective of which wars is going on, but that protective layer can never ever be taken off. So Lord Shiva is very concerned. As soon as Sati leaves, he's like started calculating what might happen at Daksha's place. And what to speak of Lord Shiva, thinking about it, even the associates of Lord Shiva are quite, we can say, uh, from a worldly terms, we can say smart enough, intelligent enough. But from the scriptural perspective, they are called as first class disciples. A first class disciple is one who understands the mood of the master without the master giving instructions. The second class disciple, he hears from the master and then executes. But the first class servant is first class disciple understands the mood of the master, like Nityanand Prabhu, understanding the mood of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, next year I don't want to see you in Jagannath Puri. Next year Nityanand Prabhu comes to Jagannath Puri for Ratra. But he is considered first class servant because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells externally something, but internally he wants him to come. But we cannot imitate. Now in our day-to-day dealings, I want to be first class servant. Whatever you say, I will act opposite to that, but I know I am pleasing you. No. So we cannot imitate that, but nevertheless, in fact, it is said it is better to be first. It is better to be second class disciple, second class servant, because that is what is actually practical in the modern times. To know the heart, it requires a great synchrony, harmony, as we say, a what do you call frequency matching. So Nandi and the other associates, they realize that Lord Shiva is not been invited. Lord Shiva does not want to go, and it would not look good. Sati has gone and Shiva is going behind. So Nandi and the other associates of Lord Shiva, they started following. So it's like bodyguards. Mother Sati has already left, and behind they also start going to Daksha's house. understanding the mood of the master, understanding the mood of Lord Shiva, that he wanted Sati to be protected. So all this associates when they go, and of course as estimated and as premonition which Lord Shiva had, similar things happen. That Daksha starts insulting Lord Shiva and eventually speaks harsh to even Sati. Generally, as I said, generally a father and a daughter have a very thick relationship. But here, because of her connection with Lord Shiva, even Sati was spoken harsh words. And for Sati to hear those harsh words, she she actually, when she was arguing with Lord Shiva, when she was arguing with her husband, she felt, I would convince my father. I would be able to convince my father, even if he has some misconceptions, even if he thinks wrongly about you, I will convince him and I will make him understand. But when she goes there in front of Daksha and when she sees the poison coming out of Daksha's mouth, and when she understands I will not be able to change his ideology. The thought process that he has so much vengeance against Lord Shiva, I will not be able to change this. And thinking like this, then she feels, what else can I do? First is, if my husband is being insulted, that is an insult to me. That's like pride. The spouse is supposed to be pride for each other. Husband should also feel like this for the wife, and wife should also feel like this for the husband. We are pride for each other. That means it's not that Sati should feel, I was not insulted. Lord Shiva was insulted. So what? No, but if Lord Shiva was insulted, it is as good as insulting me. How? They are married and connected to each other. Anything more? They are they are one unit. Very good. Anybody more? Ardhangini. Ardhangini. One unit. So it's like saying, if my left portion is pricked with thorns, I don't mind. But if right portion is pricked, no, I am very sensitive. So Ardhangini means one half of the body. Right? But Ardhanareshwari also is there. So one unit, as she said, we are as married partners, we are one unit. So considering that pride for each other, when Daksha insulted Lord Shiva, and as a result of which Mother Sati felt that my husband is also insulted, as a result of which I am being insulted, in spite of being family member, she was not able to take this. And then she felt, how can I disconnect? How can I disconnect my relationship with my father? What is the connection? The body I have received from my parents. Since the body is the connection, since I have this body I have received from my parents, I want to get rid of this body. That is how she sets fire and immolates herself. Now this was a spark based on which continuously there was curses and counter curses, fights and there was bloodshed. It was meant to be yajna. Generally, yajna means there should be no bloodshed. We hear about Rajasuya yajna, right? When Lord Krishna was about to be chosen as the most important person, most leading person in the entire universe. Even Sahadev expressed, saying that very intelligently, he expressed how Krishna has to be elected as the chief most important person. Bhishma Dev also spoke. But there were unfortunately people like Shishupal who immediately sprang up and said, how can you even think about glorifying Lord Krishna? He's a coward man. In fact, we don't even know his caste. So many things he started speaking against, where Lord Krishna allowed for about 99 times, at the end of which Lord Shiva used Sudarshan Chakra. And the way he cut through the Sudarshan Chakra there was no bloodshed. So very expertly, Lord Krishna arranged in such a way there was no bloodshed because the yajna had to be, the Rajasuya yajna had to continue. Otherwise it would be a law. But Daksha yajna, this was like a battlefield. What to speak of one or two drops of blood, it was literally it turned into a battlefield. As soon as Sati set herself to fire, immediately when Lord Shiva understands what has happened, he is like, is already ready to perform Tandav. His anger is at the peak. In fact, now his anger is, once as we can say, towards Sati also, like I told her, but this anger is now more for the protection, that I couldn't protect her. Actually, I should not have left her, right? See, these are human emotions, right? These are human emotions. Sometimes sometimes we give permission and then we feel, sometimes we repent, I should not have given that permission. Or sometimes we have not given permission, later on we feel, maybe I should have not been so strict about it. Right? So like this is a human emotion. Like even Hanuman when he was returning from Lanka, when he was captured by Indrajit, or rather we can say Hanuman agreed to be captured by Indrajit, eventually his tail was set on fire. And Hanuman used this incident, used this opportunity to set fire to Lanka. Because he didn't want to defeat Ravana himself, although he could. He wanted the credit to go to Lord Ram. But then at least, for a sample, to show the strength of Vanar Sena, he set fire on the different houses. While he is coming back to meet Lord Ram, or rather to meet all the Vanaras back again, that time while he is in the air, that time he starts meditating. I set fire in Lanka. Then he starts thinking, he starts getting guilty. Oh, what did I do? Mother Sita is also in the same Lanka. Maybe I should not have done that. Immediately comes back, tries to see whether she is still alive, whether she is safe. But then he starts thinking, by the grace of Mother Sita, the fire which was set to my tail did not appear hot. By the grace of Mother Sita, the fire which was set to my tail did not appear hot. How could she even be burnt by fire? There is no possibility. Then he was peaceful and then he went back. So sometimes we have that, we execute some plan, then we think maybe I should not have done that. Or in this case, Lord Shiva was thinking, of course, she is a foolish woman, but I should have stopped her. She was having Shree Hut. She was wanted to just go even against my instructions. But I should have taken that call and I should not have allowed her. And now see what has happened. What has happened is irreversible. What has happened is irreversible. Body is burnt. She has set herself to fire. It's not that Sati consulted Lord Shiva and said what to do. They had a discussion. She just wanted to disconnect the connection which she had with Daksha. And that was it. And now Lord Shiva was in great anger. So this is Kopeshwar. As we discussed yesterday, Mother Mahalakshmi, she has witnessed Bhrigu Muni eating at the chest of Lord Vishnu, as a result of which she feels, I have witnessed a sin. I have to atone for this. In an angry mood, she is coming to Kolhapur. In the morning, we visited Jwala Narasimha. In a great fiery mood, great anger. So Narasimha is also in great anger. And right now here, we are visiting Kopeshwar Mahadev, where Lord Shiva is also in great anger. Yesterday we also discussed about Shakti Peeths. So just like Mahalakshmi is also considered as Ambabai. So from that perspective, like how Parvati is there, so corresponding to Mother Parvati is Lord Shiva, who is Kopeshwar Mahadev here. But interesting thing what we find here is, along with Lord Shiva, there is another linga. This is Lord Ram. Some of you have not witnessed. There were two lingas. The left side one was Lord Shiva having tilak, Shaivite tilak, and Shivling on what do you call Ananta Shesh on top. That was left side Shivalinga, which is Lord Shiva, Kopeshwar Mahadev. On the right side, there is another linga, which is considered as Lord Vishnu, and he's having a Vishnu tilak. Vaishnav tilak without the tulsi. He's having that Vishnu tilak. So Lord Vishnu has come here to console Lord Shiva. After this episode of Sati being, she is setting fire to herself, Lord Vishnu has come to console. And of course, at a later point of time, it is described that he uses Shiva's chakra, and Sati's body is also cut into pieces, which is what is later found as Shakti feats in different parts. So at this place, it is described Lord Vishnu has come to pacify Lord Shiva. So that is why there are two lingas being represented. Left side Lord Shiva, right side being Lord Vishnu. This temple, very unique in architecture. We are feeling so cool here, although outside is so hot. This is in four parts. Some detail, quite a lot of details are mentioned in the booklet already. The beginning part is the Swarga Mandap, where you find on the top it's a huge hole, almost a 12-meter, like middle what you see here, like this Rangashila that they call. So that initial portion, it is actually almost 48 pillars, just that first section. This is divided into four sections. Swarga Mandap, middle portion, this is second. That is second. Sabha Mandap. And then third one is Antarakshal, and fourth is Garbhagriha, where the deities are present. So the first part itself, Swarga Mandap, there are 48 pillars. Huge with the initial, in between there are 12 pillars where you find there are certain deities, 8 Dikpals, 8 directions deities, riding on certain vehicles along with their consorts. So if you look at the architecture, very unique. This is said to be from, like this architecture is very similar to Belur Halimeet. For those of us who have come in 2019 Yatra, Belur and Halimeet, similar, it is said to be hard basalt rock. Belur Halimeet was Chennakeshwar temple, the main temple which we have seen. So this is hard basalt rock, and they say that this is found in the Sahyadri range of mountains. The closest means 60 kilometers away. That means these stones are available closest is 60 kilometers away, which means these stones have been transported via rivers. That is how so much stones have been come. We have seen, as they say, Kopeshwar Mahadev, this particular temple, this place, Khidrapur, is almost covered 3 sides by Krishna river. While the bus was parked, that side we already saw. The river was already seen. So they say 3 sides is covered by Krishna river. So 60 kilometers away means so much stone to be transferred in and transported through rivers and come to this place. These are not like cement and bricks and all that, just stones kept together, and with the kind of architecture, the kind of strength that you find in Chennakeshwar, it's called soapstone. Here they call hard basalt rock. And this is the Swarga Mandap part. In Sabha Mandap, the second one, where we will find Mother Saraswati on the top, Purna Kalash. And there it is said to be 60 pillars. The first one, Swarga Mandap, is 48 pillars. Middle one, Sabha Mandap, which is 60 pillars arranged in 3 layers. Then there is Garbhagriha, which is quite inside. We already saw the 2 Shivalingas, Kopeshwar and Kopeshwar. So the interesting thing, as from the perspective of the Leela event that has happened, that's why we find here Lord Shiva is there. Usually Lord Shiva temple means in the front, just like Lord Vishnu is there, there will be Garuda Stambhas. Lord Shiva is there, there will be Nandi. So here Lord Shiva is there, but there is no Nandi, because Nandi has gone Daksha's place. So there is no Nandi here. Only two Shivlingas. So that is the moment, like Lord Shiva, when Vishnu is coming here to sacrifice Lord Shiva. And of course, even inside also, we have seen inside the Garbhagriha also, the structures which were there, you can see some face is not there, legs are not there, body is dilapidated. Even across you see the entire, if you just go across the temple to see the architecture, around 92 elephants are being mentioned, of which almost 5 to 6 are just existing. Most of them are like are truncated, the trunks are not there, legs are not there. They have been, this is as we discussed yesterday, Mughals, particularly Aurangzeb, he had personally come to conquer Panhala in the 17th century. 1702, 1702 he came here. When he came to conquer Panhala at that time, came to this place and destroyed this temple with such a ruthless manner. You can see that. So just visit around the temple to see the structures, pillars, and even the structures on the top. You see such beautiful designs are being made. Particularly the Sabha Mandap, the Swarga Mandap, extremely beautiful from the front side part of it. You see. And if you see in the booklet, the inverted aerial view, if you see it's the design of a inverted lotus. Two pictures are mentioned, are put in the booklet. It's like inverted lotus, a very beautiful structure. It is said nearby there is a Jain temple also 200 meters away, which is almost a similar kind of an architecture. Where is that? The next place we'll be going once Prasadam comes now. After ordering Prasadam, then we go to the next place, which will, now we have traveled quite a lot. Now it is just return journey back to our accommodation, Panhala. But while on the way, Kolhapur is also on the way, and Ram Linga is also on the way. So just like now, not much travel. Total maximum will be like almost like 2 hours travel which will remaining max. But that is also with the break journey. So getting down at Ramlinga temple, there are 3 to 4 Ramlingas. Even when we went to Jwala Narasimha, there also somebody said 4 kilometers away there is a Ramlinga. Here also while coming they said there is a Ramlinga here. So there are too many Ramlingas in Kolhapur. The one which will be going that is at Alate, where there are Saptarishi temples. I have very rarely heard there is a temple for Saptarishi, 7 stages, where you find each one for each. Saptarishi temples sells Ashta Tirtha Kunda. There is a Kunda in the middle, Ashta Tirtha Kunda. There is Hanuman and Surya Narayan also, some deities are there, extra. But the main is Ramlinga, which is the name is called, it's a cave temple. Lord Ram in his journey during the exile, during the Vanavas, it is said that he had visited this place. There is continuously water flowing from the cave. It's like 24/7. Some say that Lord Ram had hit an arrow, as a result of which the waters are there. Almost 13 feet of the cave is there. Continuous waters. Inside the main deity, there is a picture in the booklet, which is the Ram Linga. Shiva Linga is there along with the Ananta Shesh on the top. And other than that, there are deities of Mother Parvati and Lord Ganesh also within inside the cave itself. That is the main structure there. So we may not have much place in terms of talking about it, so better we have a discussion here itself. That is Ramlinga, Saptarishi temple, Ashtatirtha Kunda is there, Lord Shiva. Shiva Linga is the main, which is said to be established by Lord Ram, set up by Lord Ram. And Hanuman and Surya Narayan deities also. And after that, we will be going to Chhatrapati Shah Maharaj Museum, which is right in Kolhapur itself. But the museum closes by, they said, around 6 o'clock, which is why yesterday we couldn't accommodate that. So today, while on our way, if time permits, as mostly we should be able to do somewhat earliest we leave from here, but it's not much of a travel now. Just Ramling, have a quick darshan, immediately we can board the buses and via Kolhapur itself. If we are able to get a chance to go there, we can visit the museum where all the what do you call, antique pieces and items used by the kings are also kept there. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and all. So very visible. It's said even the glass paintings they have depicted about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's life. So that is also another thing we can see. And from there, it's already Kolhapur. From there, it is only 20 kilometers back to Panala. Just like yesterday, we had Mahalakshmi Darshan and back to Panala. So today we should be reaching our place, not like yesterday. We should reach much early in the evening because as such, museum ends by 6. So irrespective of what time we reach the museum, so at least by 6 we can start off. Hopefully by 7 we should be able to reach our place and we will have dinner prasada there. Depending on time permit, we can have some kirtans or and we will continue prasada. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki